appreciate all the credit that everyone wants to put in my direction and Mike's, but I think we, or at least I'll speak for myself, when we first met, the discussion was the group had already formed and was searching for a way to you know, get from being a group that has said there's a problem and we have to address it into a more concrete action. And I said, well, okay, I came to a meeting, I said, here's some people who are doing the right thing, I want to support them. And we, initially we offered, you know, we'll find a mobile, you know, kind of one of those mobile office structures and do that. And then, you know, when we investigated that and talked with the county and figured out how much that was going to cost, we realized, no, we're better off finding some space in the center. And we said, okay, let's figure out how we're going to do this. I just encouraged you to do a business plan. We helped you a little bit with fundraising, but you did most of it. And we've offered, you know, to make this space available and to give you as much support as we can. But we think that this is one of the most remarkable examples of a community coming together to do something that is the right thing. And I respect everyone who is involved in this effort, and I will support you, and I wish you the greatest of success. Thank you. And I want to add one more thing. If there's an award in this country for a courageous politician, here will support this kind of effort, Supervisor Mike Fry gets that award. Right? And I also, you have to say that for the citizens of this district, their support for him was pretty dramatic. So I think this dispels a lot of misconceptions about how these issues need to be addressed.
Amen.
I agree with that. Thank you, Alice. Let me say I agree with Al's last statement that the fact that I won re-election in spite of my support for this, or you know, I like to think in a lot of cases because of my support for this, I think it shows that the community here and the community at large is ready to deal with the issue of immigration. I think that the groundswell is building to push Congress to finally address it. And stop leaving communities hanging, and stop leaving the issue up to the whims and the sentiments of sort of the rabble rousers and the you know, those who get the most attention by screaming loud. I think that people are looking for reasonable, practical solutions, and I do think that the election showed that. I certainly agree with Al's first point too. This is, you know, I was glad to be a part of it, but this is really about what Alice and all of the members of the Centerville Immigration Forum have done. It's just a tremendous community effort. When it started, I don't know, 4 years ago, the situation was just sort of, it was there. There was no focus. The laborers themselves were sort of disconnected, and Alice and the Wellspring Methodists tried to start a dialogue with the community just to get each other talking. And I attended some of those meetings, and it was the first time that all of the disparate groups looked at each other across the table and talked about what their situations were, what reality was for them, what they hoped to see, And you know, that started the whole process. And when we got together in January of '09 to talk about what we could do, there were concerns. The community was had some concerns. Some of the business owners had some concerns about large gatherings of workers and expressions of fear about going to the library. And when Al suggested that he would, if the group could be put together and the money would be raised, that he could put a roof over the heads and set up a central location, it was pretty clear to me that for the community's sake, we were better off. We would remove the issues of concern about parents going to the library. We would remove the concern that some of the businesses had that gatherings of men would discourage customers from coming to the center. We would eliminate some of the concerns that the workers had with being unfairly treated. We would get them off the streets and ease some traffic problems that occasionally occurred if a potential employer blocked the roadway. And it just seemed to me that from the community's perspective, everybody won if we could make it happen. But you know, as most issues are, there was some heat to it. There were some people that had different agendas. There were those who wanted to raise the larger issues, and I knew we had to have a meeting where people could vent those things, and it wasn't necessarily the most fun evening I've ever had. But you know, we had to do it. And I think this community has long been committed for the Board of Supervisors several times has reiterated that we're not going to become immigration police in Fairfax County. And so we've tried to deal with the issues in different ways, and some of them didn't work. The Herndon Center worked, but it didn't have the base of community support that we do here. It was funded by the town and the county, and there were people, I think, who felt like they hadn't been brought into it. It didn't have the coalition of faith groups that we've got here, and so I really think that this has been done the right way, and the Centerville Immigration Forum deserves all the credit in the world, and in a very, very tough environment. Let me tell you, trying to be a startup nonprofit charity in 2009 took more courage than I think Alice knew that she needed. And I'm sure Terry Angelotti and the fundraising committee realized fairly quickly after they got into it how difficult it was going to be, but they kept persevering. They knew that what they were doing was right, and they knew that they had a good message. And it was really just a matter of taking the time to educate the foundations and the grant givers and individuals and churches to make them aware of the support that was there and what they were doing. And it was all culminating this week. You know, some of the workers were here late nights this week, finishing some of the work. The county, and let me tell you, when you get an inspection request, it goes into the queue, and it takes some time. But the county got a call, I think somewhere from Al's project manager and from my office somewhere late in the afternoon, and first thing the next morning the inspector was here, and he stayed here and worked with them. He didn't just come in and inspect it and walk away. You know, this is good, this is bad, no permit. He made sure that everything was right so that the permit was granted. And when that happens, you know God's on your side.
Yay, God.
I want to say thank you to everybody who has worked so hard to get to this point. And while this kind of feels like, and it is a celebration, it isn't a finality. This is just the beginning. Now we have to make it work. We have to show the community that this is a professional resource center, that this is here to align people with skills to needs in the community, whether it's a small business, a contractor, a homeowner, whatever. Whoever has the needs, the resources are here within the community, and they will quickly come to understand it is a professionally run center, and they will be able to meet their needs here. I think the community will quickly realize that any perceptions or fears they had about a center will disappear. And I think that the people who had concerns about gathering on the streets will find out that this really is a better situation for that. And I think the workers are going to appreciate it come January when it's about 9 degrees out, or next August when it's 99 degrees out. This is going to be to everybody's benefit. So it is a starting point. It's a great day, and it is a nice way to kick off what's going to be a tremendous success for the community. So thank you.
I'd like to ask all of the board members, board of Centerville Immigration Forum, to raise their hands. I'm not going to ask you all to make speeches, but everybody who's on the board of the Centerville Immigration Forum, raise your hand. These are the folks who've done the footwork, laid the groundwork and done the footwork and made things happen. As Mike said, this has been difficult to raise money and to, in this environment, in this economic time, and these people have stuck with it and been determined and persistent, and many, many thanks go to them. So as you go around the room and see their name tags, most of them have tags that say Centerville Immigration Forum, or Centerville Immigration Forum Board. You can talk to them about what that's been like. Also, special thanks to many of the religious communities in Centerville who have been a part of this. We've had donations from many different religious communities, and certainly not all of them are represented here today. But I particularly wanted to recognize Centerville United Methodist Church. You heard earlier from Marcy Huntsman from that church, and there are others here from Centerville Methodist. We also have had donations from the Unitarian Church, Bull Run Unitarian Universalist Church, and I thought I'd ask Nancy McDonald-Ladd in just a few minutes to say a few words. We've had support throughout from Wellspring United Church of Christ, and we've had wonderful support from the Korean Central Presbyterian Church, and they're providing our coffee today, and they're going to continue volunteering and supporting us. So many thanks to them. And let's give a big thanks to all the religious communities who've been a part of it.